former congresswoman from New Mexico called Deb Haaland is Joe Biden's incoming Secretary of the Interior. And that's not a small job. Make fun of it if you will, but the Interior Department manages about a fifth of the entire surface area of the United States. It's got 70,000 employees and an enormous budget. So it's a lot of power to run it. What does Deb Haaland plan to do with all this new power? Well, no one's asked her. They're too busy celebrating what she looks like.
Congresswoman Deb Haaland appearing before senators for her confirmation hearing today. She would make history as the first Native American cabinet secretary if she is confirmed.
She would be the first Native American cabinet secretary if confirmed.
She is a historic pick in this respect. She is going to be the first Native American to serve in this role. The Interior Department, of course, governs public lands, tribal lands, and so this is going to be a very exciting pick for many Democrats.
It's very exciting that Deb Haaland is a Native American. That's CNN's position. They don't explain why it's exciting. But it's a good question. Why is it exciting? None of us choose how we were born. It's nothing that we did or that we earned. So it seems a little weird to be, quote, excited about an accident of birth. How excited would CNN be if Deb Haaland were unusually tall or had red hair or was born left-handed? The good news for Deb Haaland is, since she was born the way that she was, no one is allowed to criticize her, as MSNBC has explained.
Well, they're desperate to launch a counterattack against the Democratic president. At this point, attacking any old thing will do, but we're also talking about Republicans here. So the go-to is the same go-to as usual. Pick out the women and the people of color and just go off. And so, several Republicans have decided to target Biden's cabinet nominees of color, like Deb Haaland.
So that's who Deb Haaland is. She's a person of color. The most important thing about Deb Haaland is her ethnicity. That's the unanimous message from our professional class. But since we're playing identity politics here, which obviously is disgusting, we wish we weren't. Identity politics is stupid and immoral. But since we are, it's fair to ask a few more questions. Deb Haaland identifies as a Native American. On the other hand, Haaland sounds very much like a Scandinavian name, and that stuck out to some of us who have Scandinavian names. So what's going on here? Well, in fact, Deb Haaland is every bit as much Scandinavian as she is American Indian. Her father was Norwegian. And that means, in addition to everything else, Deb Haaland is America's first Norwegian American Interior Secretary since Thomas Kleffe served in the Ford administration almost 50 years ago. In their quiet, brooding way, the Scandinavian community, we can tell you, is beaming with pride. Finally, one of ours has made it. Little girls with names like Larson and Hansen and Dahl will watch cabinet meetings on C-SPAN and know that they, too, have a chance to oversee 1/5 of the American landmass someday. When Deb Haaland speaks, she'll be speaking for millions of Norwegian Americans, people whose ancestors have been here in the Americas for more than 1,000 years. Their voices can now be heard. Deb Haaland, hero to the Nordic people. She's welcome in our sauna anytime.